G'day ladies and gentlemen, Sam here looking at ADA this time and noting what the total market cap's doing and the alts are doing. Looking at ADA, you know that's been taking a long time, and therefore the longer it takes, the bigger the move it makes. Is a theory, and then usually it plays correct. What I have here on ADA on the weekly or on the big time frame, we have this big macro resistance trend line. And I had this for some time, and it was a good point where I thought, yep, that'll be a good selling point, and it was the right move at the time. Now looking at the Fibonacci levels, we can see that 0.618 was touched once, and it's likely not to be touched again anytime in the near future. But we can see that there is definitely a downward pressure. Now if we look at our tools, and just ignore some of these, I'm just trying to find out what this tool does at the moment, see if it does help, but you can see that it's giving downward momentum, and I can get rid of that. What I like to show you is the RSI. And in the past, whenever we break the weekly moving, so we've got the moving average on the RSI. If we were to break this, we're definitely in the bullish mode if we were to pass this on the weekly. So what we have is the 50% level, and we're finding that it's likely to find support and push up. On the weekly, I see here that we have a bullish divergence, and this is not the RSI doesn't give us much there. If we add the MACD, I'm sure there is another bullish divergence of some sort. Let's have a look. Not there yet, no. So the MACD doesn't really help us there. Yep. And so let's look at the 2-day. So looking at the 2-day chart, we can see potentially, you can see how that line was pretty perfect. 0.618. It might come down to touch once more. We do have this channel as well. So it's on the bottom half of the channel, and then it's likely to break to the upside. But when's the best entry? The best entry, I think, is on the let's have a look at the daily. The daily doesn't quite give it to us, so I think it's the 2-day that gives us a better indication. When the 2-day, so if we were to break this level, that will be the first sign. I think that will be the first sign there, and obviously that will be the blue line there. And if we were to break that moving average, that will be definitely, and then if we were to break this 50% RSI, that is definitely a bullish move and a change in trend. At the moment, the trend is downwards, and we have to pass the 50 moving average. That will be an indication to the upside. We can see the MACD slowly getting closer with the signal, which is represented by the histogram. So these lines are getting closer, but not close enough yet. Now, here's a theory. If I was to do the weekly, it doesn't show it there. Let's look on the 2-day. Where'd that line go? Hide that line, that's disappeared. Give me a sec. Oh, I had a line that's gone missing. It's on the weekly. No, 2-day. Oh, there you go. That's the line there I was looking for. So this could be ultimately, so we have this line, and it's very relevant, point of reference, close enough, another point, another point. So this could be a major pivot point. If looking closely, so a closer look, and there is definitely a scenario where, if you know my method, this is the first bounce, this is the second bounce, and this is the third bounce. The third bounce, if it gets to that pivot point, it's going. So I have this line there, and it might just drop and then up. Now, what does this look like? If I was to draw a line like that, actually, let's do a better job on that. And let's hide some of these lines. Where is this line? Just a sec. We'll get rid of that line as well. And I'll get rid of this channel. Now, here's the thing. We have something like support here. Definitely support there. And we have definitely resistance there. There is this scenario with which is that usually plays out. Let's get rid of this. Or a triangle. There is a scenario. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. That might help. Scenario is we break down, wick down, and then bang. A big, real big bullish move. For this to be correct, so if this, say if Bitcoin is dropping at the moment, there might be a little possibility that we lose this level. Maybe even come down to 0.618, but I think this trend line has something to do with it. It could be just a wick, but I definitely feel like that is that you should have you place your orders somewhere around that level, because when it comes, it's going to, similar to this. That one is not the case, but actually, here's the one I was thinking of. I just remember now. Bitcoin. So if you have this scenario that I was talking about, very similar, a wick to the bottom, although this was previous support, it gets a very, very violent bullish move. So if we were to look at this chart, very similar, not as good as Bitcoin, unfortunately, but there are similarities from a number of perspectives, where this had this curve and then up. So we might just have that curve just enough for that process to begin. So, and we have a number of reasons why that's possible. We have the trend line that's going to be acting as a pivot point. We have the 0.618, and I think that will be the catalyst for a big quick move. And when you see when it moves, when ADA does start moving, it becomes very powerful to the upside. And my guess is that ADA will come to this, as you can see those numbers. I think it will hit the 0.61618, come and then continue on to the upside. Otherwise, if we don't have a decisive break straight away through there, it's not going to do that scenario. It's going to come, consolidate around there, and then just chip away at that. Those are the two scenarios that I think of that make sense. We have a fractal that gives that situation, but this is basically known as a fake bear trap or a bear trap. So I'm going to wrap it up on that, and